you. Welcome, Michelle. We apologize for all of the technical difficulties, but thank you so much for being on here with us and kind of doing this interview with us today. We very much appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. I apologize for the challenges this morning, and I'm really delighted to be here and speaking with you in October. I'm very excited about it.
So are we.
Yes. Dr. Perro, could you share with us how you came to the realization that when dealing with so many sick children in your profession, that we were often just putting a Band-Aid on the situation and not really getting to the root of the cause?
Yes. So, in Western trained medicine, we tend to think of issues as symptoms and treatment of symptoms, and we don't get to root causes. That's not how we're trained to think. And what had happened in my career is I had children, as you ladies are very familiar with what happens when you have kids, and some of them may have issues. And I was so familiar with the system, and my own son had something that is outside of the system, and I had a serendipitous encounter with an integrative practitioner. She is an MD homeopath. She still practices. She's a good friend now. And she literally flipped my world on its head, because I learned about integrative medicine and homeopathy specifically. My own son got better, and I changed my practice. And as I began to evolve my practice, I met through that practice a gal who was involved with stopping the spray against pesticides here in Northern California, and they needed a pediatrician. I stepped up reluctantly because I was a busy mom, and I got involved with these gals. They stopped the spray. They did all the heavy lifting. I think I just used my name. And lo and behold, I learned about the work of Jeffrey Smith and GMOs and pesticides. And once I learned about his work and the scientists involved with that work, I think I had light bulbs popping off in my head, and I ultimately reinvented everything I needed to do and started actually putting my tushy in a chair and doing a bit more studying.
It's amazing how those little life changes can just happenstance, can really make a difference in our lives.
They do, and you just sort of have to be open to the fact that, the universe talks to you sometimes, despite yourself. You're getting messages that you need to kind of relook at things. And I was open to the possibility. I think that's the only thing that separates me from anybody else.
Yeah. And Dr. Perro, my question is to you is, being a doctor and a mom and everything else that comes with you, why do you feel it's so important to share your time going around the world and sharing this message and writing a book, that you have that people can read as well? Why do you feel that's so important?
It's crucial because I know that it's hard to access people like me for average moms and dads out there across the U.S. We're not that many. We're very few. I can barely find them myself. And so as a practitioner, I could see a few kids every day, 10, 20 kids, but that's it. So maybe in 12 years since I've been doing this, I've seen thousands of kids. But thousands does not translate into millions of affected children. And from the thousands that I've seen, which are just quote-unquote anecdotes, I knew that I needed to get a bigger message out there to mom by mom, because they're mostly moms in my practice who are doing the child caretaking. And I'm not putting a judgment on that, but that was my reality. So I sort of got there to the moms that our kids are not well. They knew it. They're living with these children.
Right.
And we have to remember, food is medicine. I didn't say that, but Hippocrates said it 6,000 years ago. So we have to relook at what we know, which is food is medicine, how to best redo that, and look at what inputs, what adulterations, what changes have happened to our food to make it unhealthy. Because moms are thinking, hey, I'm feeding my kid well,
Right.
and why isn't it working?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
You are definitely on the same page we are. And that is what we do. I mean, like we say, we work hours and we're like, why are we doing this? It's because we are trying to make a super positive difference in the lives of not one, not two, but many. And like you said, millions. And
it starts one by one.
Thank you for doing it. And this is the way we do it, because And the bottom line is we are just moms. Yes, I'm a pediatrician, but the bottom line is we are moms, and we are like mama bears when it comes to our own children.
Amen.
Very true.
But, here we are. My kids are better, and they ask my kids what they've had to go through. As I've evolved, they've had to evolve because women spend most of the household budget. And so old foods are coming in. I'm saying, out. That's going out. That's going out. And so mom, out it goes. And so but just to protect our own den is not enough. And I ask every mom, in the old days, what I used to say, ladies, is, hey, if you just change your family, that's great. Now I'm saying, oh, no, ladies, change your family, but you need to change your kids' school and go to the PTA and go to your local government, and we need to get bigger. The old just fix your own family doesn't work for me anymore. That's what I used to say. I don't say that anymore. We have to do more, and you ladies are doing more.
You kind of hit it on the nose there, because that's I think we could probably all agree that that's kind of how Cornerstone formed. We are moms and friends, and we all had these same sort of thoughts that it's not enough just to worry about your own family, and you need to pass that pass that education onto others, because it's not enough just to worry about your own family anymore. If we want to see that change, see that bigger change, and move into that better, healthier direction, then we need to start informing others and including others in that process and in that movement as well.
So Dr. Perro, I would love to say that we look very forward to actually meeting you in person. In a few months, we can hardly wait. We're on the edge of our seats. And we want to have every single seat filled. We would love to have had and reserved a convention center that would hold 5,000 people to come and hear you. But we would like to fill the seats that we have. Is there any final words before the big day that you would like to tell to those who are possibly thinking of attending?
Yes, there's just a couple of words, and what I'd like to say to everyone listening, and not just the moms, dads, and grandpa and grandma too, is that the change begins with us. Don't wait for somebody else to do this. The change begins with you. You need to start. You can do it. It's not difficult. There are people around you to help you learn how to do it. We have to relearn. We all have ability to do this, whether you're 21 or 91. It is never too late to make a healthy change. And there are communities that are supporting each one of us to make these changes together. We can do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yay! And can you just really briefly, Dr. Perro, just tell us some of the highlights that you're going to be talking about at the summit?
Yes, what I'm looking at is I'm going to share the relationship of specifically genetically modified food and associated pesticides with our kids' health. I'm going to show people that relationship. I'm understanding a bit of the science, but not overwhelming people with the science. That's not my goal. But to show that there is scientific backing for what we're saying. This is not woo-woo medicine. Right. And then I'll share a few clinical stories with people just so they see how this all works. I'm going to talk about practical solutions that people can do at home. Like, what can you do if you don't have an access to someone like me? Like, oh, there's no one like her who's doing this here in St. Cloud. Well, can you do it? Well, what can you do at home? And there are things you can do at home. And I'm also going to show people how they can change their food budget. I'm going to look at the stores in your very neighborhood and see if we can shop for a family of 4 or 5 and come under budget cooking organic.
Yay!
That sounds awesome.
Yes. Oh, you've sold 4 tickets right here.
Yeah.
we ladies are practical gals. We're like from Missouri. Show me. How do we do it? I need to tell people, I get that all the time. What do I do? Well, I'm hopefully, after I kind of lay out the groundwork with my dear friend and colleague, Howard Vlieger, is we're going to show people what to do. Now, I'm not going to talk about the farm world. I'm from Manhattan. So I'm gonna let Howard take care of that. But I sure know how to go up and down an aisle. I sure know how to go up and down a farmer's market. I can shop like nobody's business. So we're going to tell people, how do we shop? How do we do this? How do we cook it? And can we dispel this myth that organic food is too expensive? Can we do it? And do you guys have access? I don't want people having to travel across town to buy, some spinach. That is not what moms need to be doing.
Sounds perfect. I can't wait.
Sounds excellent.
Thank you so much, Dr. Perro. And once again, we appreciate your time and passion on these various topics that are extremely important to all of us. So I'm going to go ahead.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Anytime.
And I'm going to just talk to those who are listening. Tickets are still available. They're worth every single penny that you're going to pay for them. And there's going to be served also an organic lunch. And you'll have the opportunity also to purchase one of Dr. Perro's books called What's Making Our Children Sick. And as an added bonus, it's going to be autographed by her. So be sure you come. And thanks again, Dr. Perro. We are so excited. And you are definitely on our same page.
Thank you so much. And love what you're doing. I'm looking forward to meeting up with all of you.